Welcome back to the channel, all you cyberpunks and retro nerds out there. You got Tommy the Hammer coming at you guys again with another movie review. Last week we touched on a movie from 1990 that I loved immensely, and today we're going to be dialing it back to my childhood in the 1980s and checking out a movie called The Peanut Butter Solution. This movie I remember renting quite a bit when I was a little kid with my brother. My mom was the one that rented it for us, and it was such a strange and bizarre movie that it became one that we watched frequently throughout our youth. I haven't watched it in an extremely long time, and I've been meaning to cover it on the channel for a while now, so tonight's the night, guys. You know this routine. Check out that trailer. Peep that shit when we get back. You guys are going to know Tommy the Hammer's opinion on The Peanut Butter Solution. Cheers, folks.
Michael's a normal boy in an abnormal position.
We had a little accident.
You had yourself some sort of extraordinary fright.
Michael! Where's your hair? I'm bald.
The proper medical term is harum scarum.
What a loony.
Now, he's got one hairy problem. And he's about to find a solution.
You can't just come into our house, can you?
Ghosts can go anywhere.
In the least likely place you'd think.
Here's old Charlie's recipe.
A jar of peanut butter.
Don't use too much of it or watch out.
But the peanut butter solution is just the beginning
It's growing so fast.
of an even bigger problem.
Mr. Jingles, it's moving.
Human hair grows only half an inch a month. No more.
Oh, that's a head of hair. Well done, son.
I don't think it's natural, Dad.
It's the peanut butter solution.
This is a classroom, not a barber shop.
A toast to this new hair. Long may it grow.
But if it doesn't stop growing, what will happen to Michael? It's a hair-raising, heartwarming comedy adventure for your whole family. See The Peanut Butter Solution.
It's amusing.
As the kids say these days, big yikes. Wow, this has to be one of the most bizarre kids movies or family movies that I've ever seen. One thing I do want to discuss is I feel like people that have never seen this movie or didn't grow up with it like I did would come into it and it would seem wholly bizarre. Like, they would be like, what the fuck is this? How did this get made? What is going on? Movies that were rated G or PG, or sometimes even just PG-13, eventually down the line, would still have a ton of adult subject matter. There's cussing in this movie. There's alcoholics. There's death. There's kidnapping. And in 2024, there are a ton of YouTube videos and podcasters that have all talked about this movie. And, what could I possibly, add to the discussion that the others haven't? Well, one thing for sure, I could talk about my own personal experience with this movie because I was there. I'm an 80s baby, and I remember watching this movie around 1987 or 1988. Now, I know a lot of kids' movies today are made very differently. Like, if you watched this and then watched something like, say, Harry Potter or a Pixar movie, it would feel worlds apart. It does not feel like your typical kids' movie does. This feels like some sort of weird fever dream that you just kind of stumbled upon. And that's why I love it so much, guys. The Peanut Butter Solution is quite possibly one of my favorite kids' movies from my youth. There's a multitude of awesome special effects going on in this movie. There's mood lighting, there's prosthetics, there's even some blue screen special effects at the very end, and that part really sent me back to my youth. I guess you could just say this is kind of like a kidsploitation movie because there is a ton of bizarre sequences in it, and I'm not sure a lot of parents today would feel comfortable showing this to kids in 2024. But for me, when my daughter gets old enough, I can't wait to show her The Peanut Butter Solution because It is so good. It is so weird. It is so strange. And it's one of those movies that I would love to revisit frequently throughout my life. And I'm so glad that my mom rented this for me and my brother way back in the day, because I've held on to these memories of this film for over a few decades now, and it's that important to me. Out of 10 stars. And I'm gonna rate this high because there's gonna be a whole lot of nostalgia points here. I'm gonna go ahead and give this, I'm gonna say this is like an 8.5. I hope I've been informative, guys. Until the next time, tune in to Neon Motherfucking Trash.